I guess you can say I'm Tulare proud. I don't have any facts or actions behind closed doors to contribute tonight. Those that spoke at the last meeting articulated those points far better than I ever could. What I do have to contribute is my family's story and how insulting Carlton's comments were to that story. In spirit of time awareness, I'd like each of these booklets to be forwarded to each of the council members to read at their convenience. I'm going to give them the short version of the story. My grandfather is Mario Samois. He and his twin brother Joe were born on August 30th, 1935 to Isaias and Olivia Samois on the Azorean island of Terceira. Over the years, 6 more siblings would follow. Isaias and Olivia worked feverishly side by side just to be able to clothe and feed their children. Times are not easy. Times were made even more difficult when Olivia suddenly fell ill and tragically died. This left my grandfather Isaias with 8 children to raise. Eventually, Isaias would remarry and welcome 3 more children to the family for a grand total of 11. With the prospect for a better life for the family, we would set our sights on moving to the U.S., and with some help from family would move to the U.S. eventually and become legal citizens. My grandpa and his twin brother Joe were only 15 at the time. My grandfather once shared with me that he didn't sleep in his first bed until he came to the U.S. He would sleep on a pile of straw prior to that, had only 1 pair of shoes, and would not be able to eat some days. That's how poor they were. Upon arriving in the U.S., they immediately started milking cows for their Faria family. Upon arriving to the U.S., they immediately started milking cows for their Faria family in Tipton, saving money to send for their remaining family members. After years of blood, sweat, and tears, all 13 would eventually be reunited in the U.S. With hard work, along with help from our friends, the Farias, who are considered to be more like family. Grandpa Mario and Uncle Joe would start their first dairy and become prosperous dairy farmers. Of course, making it priority number 1 to pay back the Farias in full. No matter how successful they became or what title they had to their name, they always remained humble and kind. They didn't let it go to their heads. They don't act like they're above anybody. They always treat those around them with respect. And that's something that certain leaders of our community should internalize. This is my family's story. It's one of hundreds. Hell, there might be even 100 in this room tonight alone, if not throughout the community. Stories I think everyone should share with the council. When you make ill-informed, misguided comments about the agricultural community, you're not attacking an industry. You're effectively attacking a family who have shed blood, sweat, and tears to get where they're at today. This community is a family. Although my family is involved in the dairy industry, I work on the regulatory side of things for the county health department, inspecting dairy farms for sanitation. I check for production practices, ensuring our milk quality is held to the most stringent of standards. During state and federal surveys, our dairies in Tulare County as a group consistently pass with more than 95%. Upholding those standards and receive nothing but praise from rating officers who observe dairies all over the country and abroad. This is a community that cares about the quality of product they produce and the quality of their work. The agricultural community, time and time again, has generously supported causes across this community. Even when times within the industry itself were not easy and still currently aren't, it's absolutely disgraceful that the so-called mayor of Tulare, the bread basket of the world, home of the International Farm Show, could be so out of touch with this community. I challenge you to attend the next farm show echoing these sentiments and see how warmly it is received by those outside of our community. I'm going to conclude here shortly, but before I do, I want to take a minute to appreciate the agricultural community and to invite you all to do the same, to take a stand. If you can relate or agree with any of these statements that I'm about to read, please stand and remain standing. This is just a simple show of appreciation and respect. Council members, you're part of this community too. I ask that you too join us in standing out of respect. I'm going to read them now. Please stand if you appreciate the tireless hours, blood, sweat, and tears our farmers and dairymen put in on a day-to-day basis to provide for our community and to feed the world. Please stand if you appreciate those that are willing to do the hard labor, the jobs that no one else is willing to do in our community, day in and day out. You are the backbone to this industry. Without you, this doesn't happen. Please stand if, like me, you are Tulare proud. If you are proud of this community's ability to come together and speak out. And finally, please stand if you demand that Carlton Jones be removed from the position of mayor tonight. Members of the council, look around. This is a community that stands together. This isn't going away. Aside from the commentary disrespecting the agricultural community, there's plenty of other content to go off. It's time to stand with the city you're elected to represent.